This is about the leaders of Israel. Oh, the leaders of Israel. Boy, oh boy. Where do we start? Matter of fact, we're going to start with Matthew 7 and 14. This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 14. Slakia 7 and 15. Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves. Whoo, boy, oh boy. Okay, uh, you have basically false prophets that are out here to deceive the people. Hananiah, in the time of Jeremiah, he was one of the false prophets that was set up, and he basically lied. Because Jake wants to hear smooth things. They want to hear good stuff. They're going to prosper, good news. So they need a prophet that's going to tell them something good. So Hananiah was, let me see, that is Jeremiah 28, 28 or 29. Let me go here and grab it. But Hananiah was, you know, that verse fits him and other men who act just alike. This is Jeremiah 28 and verse 9. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come. I'll start Jeremiah. I'll start with Jeremiah 28 and 8, the most famous one. Matter of fact, let me start there. Jeremiah 28 and 8. The prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesy both against many countries and against great kingdoms of war and of evil and of pestilence. All right, so that's what a lot of prophets prophesy. So what's going to happen here as we read on, Hananiah's prophet saying about something completely different, about gumdrops and jelly beans. Next verse, verse 9. The prophet which prophesieth of peace, when the word of the prophet shall come to pass, then shall the prophet be known that Yahweh hath truly sent him. Then Hananiah the prophet took the yoke from off the prophet Jeremiah's neck and break it. Don't this sound like some stuff that a prophet would do? They'll do something that you could physically see to represent something in the spirit. So here Hananiah takes the yoke off of Jeremiah's neck and breaks it. And read what he's about to say. And Hananiah spake in the presence of all the people, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, even so will I break the yoke of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, from the neck of all nations within the space of 2 full years. And the prophet Jeremiah went his way. This was a damn lie. It was prophesied that we be in Babylon for 70 years. And that's exactly what happened. We were in Babylon 70 years. Uh, this is, matter of fact, I'm going to keep reading. Verse 12. Then the word of Yahweh came unto Jeremiah the prophet, after that Hananiah the prophet had broken the yoke from off the neck of the prophet Jeremiah, saying, Go and tell Hananiah, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, Thou hast broken the yokes of wood, but thou shalt make for them yokes of iron. So you got a prophet was told to prophesy against a false prophet. So here it is. Who's the real prophet? From the people, they don't know. So it was, a prophet could be killed for basically lying, saying something that didn't come from the Most High. So Here it is. You're supposed to lead the people. How do people know who's been sent as a prophet, who's been anointed as a prophet, who's not? Well, Jeremiah is prophesying something that's actually about to come to pass. Uh, Verse 13, Jeremiah 28:13 again. Go and tell Hananiah, saying, Thus saith Yahweh, Thou hast broken the yokes of wood, but thou shalt make for themselves for them yokes of iron. For thus saith Yahweh of hosts, the God of Israel, I have put a yoke of iron upon the neck of all these nations, that they may serve Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, and they shall serve him, and I have given him the beasts of the field also. Verse 15. Then said the prophet Jeremiah unto Hananiah, Hear now, Hananiah, Yahweh have not sent thee, but thou makest this people to trust in a lie. Right, because here it is. He's a wolf in sheep clothing. You got the clothing right, but inwardly he's a wolf. It's the spirit's not dwelling in him. The spirit did not give him those revelations. There's no scrolls written after Hananiah the false prophet. Verse 16, Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, Behold, I will cast thee from off the face of the earth this year, thou shalt die, because thou hast taught rebellion against Yahweh. So Hananiah the prophet died the same year in the seventh month. So he died the same year in the seventh month. That was a prophecy, and it came to pass because it's a prophecy from an actual prophet. You got those who are in sheep clothing who prophesy of peace. You got people this word is not about to keep going on. We still got 20, 30 more years of this. Now, scripture says no man knows the hour or a day or a time. No one's claiming to know that. But however, you see the signs, you know that this is going to happen very soon. It's not happening in 100 years. The scripture talks about let me grab that in Nahum. Nahum, to give you an idea of how close we are in the modern technology. Was it 2 and 3? I want to say, yeah. Wait, 2 and 4. Nahum chapter 2 verse 4. The chariots shall rage in the streets. They shall jostle one against another in the broad ways. Now, what is the chariots? The chariots of the Most High are the so-called UFOs. But this is talking about the chariots shall rage in the streets, they shall jostle one against another in the broad ways. And so now, basically, bump into each other. Now, chariots, if you read in Ezekiel, the chariots are not bumping into each other. So that's talking about the actual physical chariots that are down here on the face of this earth. Your ancient chariots was, your horse that was, had like a buggy behind it, so to speak, like a trunk. And those were the uh, ancient chariots. Well, now the modern chariot is uh, basically your car. So it says, the chariots shall rage in the streets; they shall jostle one against another in the broad ways. They shall seem like torches; they shall run like the lightnings. And so that's talking about these traffic jams. When people want to try to get out of the city, these cars are going to be trying to head the hell out. Talks about the city being locked down. And these chariots are going to be trying to race the hell to get up out of there. That's your pre-apocalyptic traffic jam, shall I say, scripture. You know, you ever seen uh what is it? Is it White House Down or World War Z maybe? I don't know, maybe both of them, I'm not sure. Or maybe even none of them. I could be mistaken both of them. But basically there was a traffic jam scene. Man, I'm trying to think. Maybe it was White House Down. I don't know. Lets me know I need to maybe watch that movie again. But yeah, that's your technology that's going around at the end of the time. Now, mind you, look at the technology they're trying to build. They're trying to make cars that drive themselves. Well, in the last days, it talks. This is actually about humans driving these. They're trying to get the hell up out of here. Humans are in these chariots driving these. This to give you an idea of how close we are. We're on the brink of the fourth industrial revolution, and they're saying about by 2030, that's when they expect to be in there. Regardless, and you have this big fight for the next industrial revolution with uh Taiwan being one of the epic centers, and somewhat the Netherlands is also Taiwan because it creates, I want to say, between 60 to 80% of the world's semiconductors, which is necessary for artificial intelligence. So the world is starting to slowly move away from oil dependency, and now it's going in towards your artificial intelligence. It's basically your robots, except robots that are programmed to take on like human tasks. Who can actually have artificial intelligence to them, who can problem solve. This don't sound like we deep into the fourth industrial revolution in this scripture right here. And the fourth industrial revolution ain't that far away. That if Esau if Esau had it, he would have it to where it would be nothing but cars. Driverless cars running the roads. But that's not what it's going to be like. So I want to end the lesson on that note. And with that, I hope it's been edifying. On that, I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bashem Yahweh Shai, Bashem Kodash. Double honors to the elders of G. Messeru well. Peace, salutations, and shalom.